Mnemonic allows you to manage your compliance at both the document and the clause level. Here are some recent improvements we've made at the document level. Bulk actions. Mnemonic allows you to perform a number of bulk actions on the documents in your compliance obligations. For all of these actions, the first step is to select your documents. Use the checkboxes next to the documents to make your selection, and then return to the top of the page to perform your bulk action. You can connect documents from one compliance obligations register to another. This means that the documents will be copied from one register to the other with a connected custom field that allows the users in the parent register, or the register that the documents were connected from, to send instructions and information to the users in the child register. You can also copy documents from one compliance obligations register to the next. This means that the documents will be copied, but there will be no link maintained between the two registers. You can also delete your selected documents. And finally, you can edit your selected documents. If you choose to edit your documents, you can choose a grouping, a subgrouping, a responsible party, a status. When you change the status, you'll also be able to enter some notes. And you can also enter some notes that will appear in the notes column of your compliance obligations. Once you're ready, you can click Apply to apply your changes. Please note that any fields that you leave blank will not be changed for any of the documents in your selection. Now that I've applied my changes, you can see that the 3 documents I selected now belong to the grouping, the subgrouping. You can see that each one has the applicable status and has Janelle Stone as the responsible party. If I open the review history, you can see that the note that I left has been applied to all 3 documents. And you can also see that the word Notes now appears in the Notes section. The next improvement is related to custom fields. We've now made it easier than ever to add links and custom formatting to your custom fields. To add a link, you can simply copy and paste this example at the top and replace the URL and the name of the link with your desired name and URL. You can also add line breaks to your custom fields to make the text clearer. Once you're ready, click Save to apply the changes, and you'll see that all of the line breaks and hyperlinks appear in your custom fields. We've also made some improvements related to internal obligations. If you'd like to add an internal obligation, simply click on this button, and you'll be brought to the internal obligations page. On this page, you'll have 2 options. If you would like to have an internal document added to the library so that it behaves like all of the other documents in your compliance obligations, click here to request it from our mnemonic team. If you would just like to add an extra row to your compliance obligations to represent one of your internal documents, you can do so using this form. You can select the grouping, the subgrouping, and you can give your internal document a title. You can also add notes and populate any custom fields that appear in your compliance obligations. When you're ready, click Save to add the internal document to your compliance obligations. If I scroll down, you can see that the internal document now appears here. The final 2 improvements can be found on the Settings page. First, we've added the option to change the titles of the statuses that appear in your compliance obligations. This can be done by account administrators and will affect all of the compliance obligations in the account. To change the name of one of your statuses, simply click on the edit icon next to the current title and enter your new title. When you're done, click Update to apply the change to the account. The final improvement that we've made is our bulk compliance obligations export. You can reach it in the Export Data tab of the Settings page, under Export Compliance Obligations. You can choose the facilities from which you'd like to export your compliance obligations, and choose the format of your export. You can also choose whether or not you'd like to include clauses in your export. Once you're ready, click Export, and the export will be sent to your email address.